Good day, friends. We have been raising very critical issues with regards to Nigerian political society, with regards to governance in Nigeria. The assignment is simple, just like a philosopher of my people says, the mount will not rest until the kola nut within its grip is exhaustively crushed. So we'll keep on facilitating this discourse. We will keep on entertaining questions. We will keep on igniting the assignment of making the citizens understand their very crucial role in governance and the political society. We've talked about and covered a whole lot of issues, and as we speak, more issues keep evolving because the issue of politics, we understand the season we are now. We are talking about coalition. And as much as we have 2 years before the next election, I think 2020, yes, 2020. So we have 2 years before the next election, general elections. But then the permutations have started. The political society have been making very frantic moves to take dominance of the political public space. It is their assignment to do so. That is their function. But we fall within what we call civil society. There is a poor assumption that people have, the assumption that when you criticize a particular government, by implication, you're supporting a particular one other government, or you're actually being paid to actually do that. In their own analysis or in their own little brain, or poor education or misappropriation of political literacy or civic deficit, they don't understand that the core of what constitutes governance, the core of what pushes progressive, democratic, and good governance come from what we call civil society. Civil society is not in terms of organizations, of a whole array of associations who are tackling government, holding them responsible for actually. That's actually part of it. But the civil society, we're talking about a whole lot of other masses who don't actually belong to the political society. They are not flag carrying members of any political party. They are neither the ruling nor opposition. But these guys are very conscious of what governance should be about, and they keep constantly tasking the government in order to govern at the behest or to the benefit of the citizens. That's where majority of the people fall. You must not be interested in holding political office, but you know that decisions that come from those who govern you will, in one way or the other, affect you. So we now have this assignment to make sure that those who govern us governs are right. So for the benefit of everybody, including our unborn children. So that's why we facilitate these discussions and all that. It is surprising that people believe in their own deficit, that if it's either A or B, it is not usually so with regards to the political side. In fact, it's not even with regard to the society. It's not even A, B, C, or Z and all that. It is actually our effort. We are political beings, we are political animals, and it is a known aphorism in democratic studies that everybody should be engaged in participating in decisions of the society insofar as those decisions will actually come to affect them. Aristotle put it that man is a political being and we are also subject to the antics of politics insofar as we live in the society. If we can actually do otherwise, we are beasts. Well, we don't even know what happened in the animal world, so we can't even assume that there's no form of governance. So any collectivity which is bound together must regulate its affairs, must assign rules, must distribute resources, and must punish offenders. And all this dynamics comes within the antics of the states, and politics must actually be played to make sure that those things are actually a kept. So we fall within what we call a civil society. You do not need to belong to any political, but as a learned being, as somebody who belongs to a political society, and as somebody who has been conferred identity, because that's one of the things that citizenship does. It covers the political identity, and that political identity imbues you with a responsibility to either want to participate in the political process as a leader or as an interest party, or to contribute in determining how you're being governed. I haven't actually said that. There's a fallout, of our previous discussions and all that. We have actually been talking about benchmarking failure. Benchmarking failure in the essence where citizens understanding or appraisal of the governing class is actually on the borderline of looking at what a previous government have done and what a previous government have not done. These have actually affected our views and given us a distorted orientation of what the political class does or what they are doing or who an active or what constitutes an achievement among political actors, whether as governors who have actually headed who have actually headed a particular some particular state, or as local government chairman, or in whatever executive positions that those people occupy. People have actually come to compare a previous administration, one administration with the other, without actually looking at the entire dynamics of those measurements and all that. One very funny thing I just saw recently, by a renowned public figure, another which shouldn't be expected, but that had been the trend in Nigerian society. This person was comparing two governors. He was comparing the former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, and the former governor of Akwa Ibom State, Akwa and all that. I don't have any country. I don't want. I'm not going into the two personalities and all that. But I'm actually on the on the area where it affects us, where it affects learned and the average citizens. On civic sanity and all that, and then setting the records correctly. The comparison. He said that this governor perform and all kinds without looking at certain dynamics. What is the overhead cost of these two states? I'm actually overhead cost of these two states. How many under these two governors? How much salaries? We are each of them expanding on public service. That didn't concern the person who was making comparison. And we are talking about a state that in 2000 in 2023, an estimated allocation that went to Akwa Ibom State is around 380 billion plus. 380 billion plus. Anambra State got just 40% of that. 161 billion or thereabout. 161 billion or thereabout. So you ask yourself a question, why is the comparison not actually articulated in a very intelligible way? That is what critical citizens should do. Critical citizens should be able to measure value for resources expanded. You measure values for resources expanded, you actually also look at what was achieved